Oh, Blackburn Rovers are safe in the Championship for another season. Oh my goodness, Harry, how pleased you must be. Welcome back to the Blackburn View, and done it in spectacular fashion and being the only team this season to win at Ellen Road. We're going to look back at that game, and we're also going to preview the next opponents who themselves are not yet safe, and that's Sheffield Wednesday. We've got a couple of hours on the Blackburn View this week to talk about that. Welcome, Andrew, and welcome, Matt. We're just going to pop you up the picture for a second while we get a very smug chat with Harry, and we'll bring you back in a second. Harry, we're also going to talk to you about out of contract players and who should get a new deal for Rovers. But first of all, when you left Ashton Gate on Wednesday night and trudged all the way home, just talk to me about how you're feeling at that moment.
Well, firstly, I'd like to say I'm not quite as confident that we're as safe as you seem to suggest that we are. But no good reason for that is that performance on Wednesday. We went there with relatively high spirits, battered Sunderland, got a good draw against Southampton, go down to Ashton Gate. You think there's an opportunity to get 3 points there. That's sort of a mid-table side, got nothing to play for. Absolutely trounced. Terrible. Worst performance I've seen from us in a long time. Didn't have a sniff, and it was actually absolutely awful, which meant I was completely sapped for confidence going into the game on Saturday.
So you've trot up to Ellen Road. Every single team is left with very little, having been battered on the Wednesday night. And I said last week you weren't going to lose. And that's Smollett's goal at the end. I love those sort of goals where you can see the goal coming even before it's hit the back of the net. The thread through pass, the first time hit, the chip over the goal. Just talk us through how you felt in that moment.
Well, what an advertisement for the Championship. A side goes and gets battered away at Bristol midweek and then go up to Ellen Road against a team that haven't lost at home all season and go and beat them 1-0. And that moment when Smodits gets put through on goals, time felt like it froze. And that last 10 minutes felt about 4 hours. It was an absolute, it was so draining. But to be honest, it was Leeds attack after attack after attack, but we defended so well. Ainsley Pears was incredible in goal. Every player to a man was just well deserved of their place. Really put in a great performance. But shout out to Dominic. Dominic Hyam was at fault for 3 goals away at Bristol. Got a load of stick. Kept his place. People thought he was going to get dropped. Kept his place. Absolute stalwart, as was everyone else. I mean, it was dominance from Leeds, and let's be honest, we were lucky to win. If they weren't so wasteful, we're talking that Leeds win that game by a couple goals. But we defended. Got to give credit to us. We defended really well, and we could have had a couple more. There was one where Smodic slides one through. Dolan and Gallagher can't quite sort it out between them, but that goal came, and what a moment it was.
Um, Not to burst the bubble with this one, you've said there that you don't think you're safe. I've looked at the table and think that you are. Where does your pessimism come into it? Because there are too many teams now, and too many teams playing each other that it'd have to have a spectacular set of results for Blackburn to go down, wouldn't we?
Which would be so Rovers. Like, the one thing we know about Rovers is that we can't rely on other people. We can't rely on other teams to do us a favour. That's never worked for us. It's always gone against us. We've got to win our games and make sure that we don't let this slip up happen. This game at the weekend against Sheffield Wednesday is potentially the biggest game we'll get all season, and it may not necessarily be a must win, but it's a must not lose. If we lose this game, and then I think Birmingham have got Rotherham, a couple of the teams down there are playing each other, I think we're right back in the mix if we lose that, which would be so Rovers to go up to Ellen Road, beat them, and then lose to Sheffield Wednesday. So I'm not going to be too optimistic just yet.
Okay. Before we talk about that game, I just want to get your view on the EFL Player of the Season, which was given to Somerville for Leeds, who taking my neutral hat off for a second, I feel a little bit flat. Not that he shouldn't be in the conversation, but I just feel if you score 24 goals in any season, that's great. But if you score 24 goals in any season for a club who have struggled for most of that season and aren't blessed with, the most creative midfielders, no disrespect, surely that's worth player of the season.
An absolute robbery. Somerville can't lace Sammy Smollicks's boots. No, that's unfair. I mean, he's a great player, Somerville. But I think if you put Somerville in Rovers' side, does he do anywhere near as what Smollicks has done? I think you said it perfectly. League top goal scorer, that's impressive no matter who you play for. But doing it for us when no one else really seems to score for us. Not best player in the championship this season, robbed of the award, and the best individual season from a Rovers player that I can remember.
All right, then, how's he going to score against the Owls then this weekend? Shall we find out? Let's bring in our resident Owls fans, Andrew and Matt, who travel the country watching. I almost call them the shambles at Sheffield Wednesday, but it would be unfair in recent weeks, wouldn't it? Let's dip into it. Andrew, what needs to happen at Blackburn? This has to be a must-win, I think, now for Wednesday.
Well, let's turn the clock back first, shall we? Let's go back to the 2nd December this season. 4 months ago, Blackburn Rovers were 21 points ahead of Sheffield Wednesday. We're looking as a playoff outfit. We're trying to get into the playoffs. They played us at Hillsborough. I was on BBC Radio 5 Live that night, 6:06. We were 12 points adrift of the fourth bottom team. And both Messrs Sutton and Savage said Wednesday were down already. I said, we're not down already, and I was hoping to get back to them. You think there's been a 21-point turnaround, and we should have been level with Blackburn Rovers if this weekend results had gone to what I thought was going to happen, i.e. Blackburn were expected to lose at Leeds, and we should have beaten Stoke, and we could have beaten Stoke. And if that had happened, as the pundits thought might happen, we'd be level with Blackburn now. But no, it didn't happen. Blackburn, credit to them, they got the win. Obviously, we got a draw at Leeds, even with a poor team at the start of the season. So it is doable to get results at Leeds. But Blackburn, fair credit to them, they won. Also got a great goal scorer there, Smollicks. I agree 100%. Smollicks is the best player that's hit that championship team this season that I've seen there. A terrific goal scorer. And then because of that, we now find ourselves realising this game is a win at all costs. We've blown 2 crucial home win chances against Swansea and Stoke, which have cost us big time. And now we're very nervous because we now definitely need 6 points from these last 3 games to reach that magic figure of 50. And it's not easy, and we can't afford to slip up at Blackburn. We can't afford to slip up.
Matt, you are going to be one of 7,000 travelling away fans for this fixture. I've never heard of such an away support for a team so bad. I've got to be honest. And Harry, can I just ask, are we in danger here of the away support outnumbering the home support at all? Or I don't know the late readers.
No, there won't be any danger of that. I think there'll be a decent Rovers turnout. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday will obviously bring impressive numbers, but I think knowing what's on line for Rovers, I think everyone knows a win and we're safe. I think there'll be a decent turnout.
There was a lot of anger, did I read, that they've given them of Wednesday so many, given obviously the importance of the fixture?
Yeah, but we've given everyone. There was a lot of frustration with that, but we've given the same to everyone. And Sheffield Wednesday, they'll sell that, and that's more money for us. So I understand why they would want to give the whole end. I think it would be a bit ridiculous to give everyone the whole end for the whole season, and then Sheffield Wednesday just give them half.
Okay. Matt, you're going to be one of the 7,000. There is no more
Nope.
2 ways about it, is it? You've got 3 games left and you have to win all 3.
Correct. Yeah, I agree. Just on that attendance, I know Blackburn have just released another 400 today, so it'll be 7,400 there. And Blackburn have just released another 400. I think that was for fear of people buying tickets in the home end, potentially. It's a must-win. I've been saying it for a number of weeks. They're must-win games whenever we seem to relieve the pressure on ourselves. I mean, we were out the relegation zone for all of 3 minutes on Saturday afternoon. It's a must-win. I am hoping and praying on the fact of when we've needed a big away win this year, we've gone and got them. That doesn't fill me with confidence after Saturday, even though I do still feel that there is a very strong chance of staying up, just because I feel every single game at the moment just sways people's emotions so much one way or another. You rightly said earlier when you were talking to Harry, the pendulum swings one way and it now looks like Blackburn are safe. Results go okay on Saturday for both sides, and whoever wins that could either be right back in the middle of it or be safe in Blackburn's case. For ourselves, yeah, it's an absolute must-win game. Absolute must-win game. And I know that you don't ever want to boil a side down to one player. Sam Smodics came to Hillsborough, scored. Again, he seems to have scored against everybody this year, but scored. We went out and won the game 3-1 at a time where it was hard to see where we were going to turn a corner and claw that deficit back. I would be surprised if it's anywhere near as high a scoreline as that on Saturday. But it is, yeah, you're rightly saying, Mark, it's a must-win, and as are all of them now. We've had the opportunities to take care of business. We haven't done so. We're now potentially relying on favours from other people. It's now a case of, yeah, you have to win your games. You don't win your games, we don't stay up. Simple as.
That's astounding that we're actually taking 7,500 then to Blackburn, and we're near the bottom of this championship. When I was there, when we we had 5,000 there for the Football League Cup semi-final in 1993. We won 4-2, 5,000 Wednesday fans. So 7,500 there for this, near the bottom, absolutely remarkable. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and the only club that I'd say, point apart, like you say about Blackburn having given out tickets like that away supporters for, the only teams ever bring anywhere near as many as that to Blackburn, I'm sure, besides us, probably Sunderland, and then maybe Leeds third best. No one else in that league would be taking 7,500 to Blackburn. Okay. Not a chance.
Sorry, just to go in, Mark, just having said all of that, Attendance FC don't win anything.
Agreed. Yeah, I know that.
It don't win anything. Flat out.
But be proud, Matt. Be proud. Be proud.
I am, but when we've had big away attendances, it's flat. Is the honest answer.
Yeah, and not to burst your bubble anymore, but this isn't just Blackburn Rovers. This is a Eustace Blackburn Rovers that loves to play for a draw and will be very happy to let you have the ball and sit back and cast this to 0-0, knowing that a 0-0 will probably relegate you. Harry, am I wrong on that?
Well, I think Eustace ball is, as you described, that's certainly how it was against Leeds. We'll sit back. We'll make it difficult. We'll make it uncomfortable. We don't care about having the ball. We trust that we've got good enough players to produce the goods when we have got the ball, even if we're not having it as regularly.
Okay. All right, let's get some score predictions then. And then, Harry, I would like you to talk about these contracts with me. Harry, you can go first because you're at home.
Well, I don't think you can ever write off a team like Sheffield Wednesday. There's a few teams like that that always they'll bring a big crowd. They'll make a lot of atmosphere, and they can make it difficult. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday, as you said earlier, Sheffield Wednesday started this turgid run for Rovers when we were high flying, and now we're in the situation that we are. That started at Hillsborough. So we've had first-hand experience this season that Sheffield Wednesday can be a solid side and can be difficult to beat. I mean, I think it'll be a close game. Like I said, it'll be so Rovers to go to Leeds and win and then lose here. Yeah, I mean, it's not one that I'm particularly confident for anyway. But given the fact that I've predicted us to lose the last few weeks and that's worked out well for us, I'm gonna, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm gonna predict that Sheffield Wednesday win 2-1.
Matt.
1-0 Wednesday.
Andrew.
Yeah, well, you'll be pleased to know I was there also at Blackburn, a very crucial match 44 years ago, almost to the very day, would you believe, when we played them this week. It was the 22nd of April, 1980, when Jack Charlton was our manager. We went to Blackburn, we won there 2-1 to get promotion from the third tier up to the second tier. We're going there this Sunday to win there again, 2-1, to try and stay up in the championship. We're going to do it.
Thank you, both of you. I'm just going to get rid of you for a second while we finish off the Blackburn review. Good luck to you both. this weekend. Okay, Harry, out of contract players. Let's have a chat about that. Any of these that you'd break the bank for in green?
I think the only one is Ben Crescent. Maybe Yassine Ayari. I think he's been a solid, useful squad option. But Ben Crescent is the standout of any of them. If there was the option to get him in on a permanent deal, I'd be very happy to do that. But I don't think we'll be able to afford him. I think Villa will want a lot of money for him. He's very highly rated. I know he was starting for Exeter when he was 15 or something. And we're skint for cash, so I don't think we'll go for any of them.
No, we're skint for cash now, unless Villa want as a swap deal Smudix, which you do. Won't happen. What about Terry Stolen, Sam Gallagher, and John Fleck?
Well, the big question is Dolan looks like he's playing for a move. He's one of that. Dolan's been great last few games. After a relatively hit and miss season, he sort of has a good game every 5, 6, 7 games. Last 3 or 4 games, he's been really good. And I don't know if he's playing. I mean, we've offered him a contract. I'm pretty sure, but he hasn't signed one. So I think he might be trying to play his way out. Sam Gallagher, I think, will probably try to extend. I don't know how much interest there would be for him, considering that he's not really a goal scorer, and I don't think he could do better than playing for us, unless obviously we go down and the Championship team would pick him up. John Fleck, I mean, I think he only played 15 minutes in a game against Preston and then came off injured. There's not really much to judge on. I think we probably won't pursue that, but who knows? There's not really anything I can base that off because I barely saw him kick a ball.
All right then. Well, good luck against Sheffield Wednesday. You're nearly safe now. Does that feel better? There's that phrase.
I'm not saying anything yet. Not until it's mathematically safe. I'm not saying anything.
All right. Next week, because you have got 2 tough games coming up, haven't you? Of course, with Coventry and the final game of the season. Good luck against Wednesday. We'll catch you next week. If you're a Rovers fan and hasn't yet subscribed, please do so. You know what to do. Drop us a comment, drop us a like, and do share this video. Thank you, Harry.
Thank you.